So today will be almost a theoretical class. From next class, we will be diving into the system directly.
Okay.
So if in any case, whichever industry you are working for, that company is looking for profit, right? That is the reason why they have established that business, correct?
Right.
All businesses will be working for profit only. No one would like to have a loss in their business. So if the calculation is done, then it is the revenue minus the expenses is what we get the profit out of. Correct. Now, in order to get the profit, you need to manage your activities in a proper manner. Correct. So all the operational cost, the financial expenses, the procuring of the materials, all needs to be tracked in a proper manner, so that at the end of the year or at the end of 6 months, you can calculate how much profit you are getting. Right. Now, for example, if you are using manual things, there are a lot of chances of making errors, right, or missing out on some data, missing out on some information. Because of that, there is the ERP system was developed. Okay. So ERP, the full form, you also know, there is enterprise resource planning. Okay.
Right.
Enterprise is the company or firm. So as of now, what I imagine is you don't know anything. Okay.
Right.
I know that.
Yeah.
I'll take in that manner that you are as of now you are just starting. Okay. I know you have experience, you have business knowledge, but because I have to explain to you, that is why I'm considering that you are not aware of all these things.
Sure. Yeah.
Don't mind on that. Because
no. Absolutely, you are on the right track. I don't know anything. I'm just
okay. So let's enterprise resource planning. So enterprise is the company or the firm for which company or the firm that is running. Resource means the materials or the machines or the human power that is required. So if I have an enterprise or a company, I need money, machine, material, and man. So all these four things are required to run my company. Correct. And then planning. So I have money, machine, material, man, but I don't have any what you call plan to run these resources in a efficient manner. So everything will go haywire, right? Material will come, it will be lying there for 5-6 days. Nobody is there to take care of the material. It will get spoiled. Machine is there, nobody is there to do the servicing. It is keep on running. No one is taking care of it. Then I will be under loss. So I have to manage all these four components or four resources in an efficient manner, so that my business runs properly and I get maximum profit. Because of that reason, there is a ERP in the market.
Okay.
There are multiple ERPs in the market. So out of that ERP, one is SAP.
Yeah.
So before we come to that point, what is the need for ERP? These are the main points. So integration of business processes. So integration of business process means finance. There are multiple departments in a company. The human resource will be there, finance will be there, procurement will be there, sales will be there. So if we have an ERP, then all these departments will be integrated with each other, and the system will run in a smooth way. So if the procurement has done some business or procured something, that information will be passed on to the finance team, so that at a particular date the vendor can be given the payment.
Okay.
So integration is possible with ERP. Online information at the corporate office, which means that the head office can collect all the information of its branches from a single point of contact. Then standardization of system across the location. So a company will have multiple locations. For example, Dell, it has its organization all over the world. Correct. And all these plants or all these offices will have a single system, a single standard system. So they will follow the same process. Faster consolidation of head office for statutory reporting. So for reporting purpose also, it is very easy to pull the data and then find out whatever record or information they need. And reduces redundancy. So reduces redundancy means repetition of data will be reduced. So if all the modules are integrated with each other, in that case, duplication of data reduces, and it avoids confusion, and in the process it gives a high output of the business.
Okay.
So as of now, there are these are the ERP products in the market. So first is SAP, then BAN, Oracle is there, PeopleSoft, NetSuite, SysPro. All these things are MS Dynamics. MS Dynamics is growing very big time nowadays, but it is not able to compete with SAP. So SAP is number one. So now we are now diving into SAP. So what is SAP? So SAP, the full form is Systems, Applications, and Products in Data Processing. Okay. SAP in itself is a word, but it is in. If somebody asks us what is SAP, what is the full form of SAP, we cannot say that it is just Systems, Applications, and Products, but it is the complete sentence what is written here: Systems, Applications, and Products in Data Processing.
Data processing. Okay.
Now, why Systems, Applications, and Products? The reason is systems means what for which industry it will be used for: manufacturing, retail, ONG, oil and natural gas, all those things. Applications means in the industry there will be multiple departments. So each department will have their own modules. Okay, we call it as modules. MM is a module, SD is a module, SD is sales and distribution, planning is a module, and for all these modules to run, SAP has given the products, that is R3, BI, SRM, CRM, APO. So
Okay.
R3, the system in which we are going to concentrate. Okay, and why it is R/3? R/3 means real time 3-tier.
Okay. Okay.
I will drill down to R3 in the next slides. BI
Okay.
is business intelligence. SRM is what is that? Okay, I'll come to SRM.
Okay.
Customer relationship management, and this one
CRM,
is
right.
supplier relationship management.
Okay.
Okay, and APO I don't remember as of now. So our main focus is on R3 system. Okay.
Okay.
So R3 system is so main reason why SAP is in the market as the market leader is because of all this high level functionality which is available in SAP. So it has a lot of functionality. Whatever you want to do in SAP, you can do. Okay, whatever requirement you have, you can customize. It is so flexible. Okay, that with the help of technical team, you can convert the system as per your requirement.
Okay.
That is the reason why it is rich in functionality. It is multilingual. So in India, you can use it in English. In Germany, it is used in German language. So in USA, it is English only. So multiple languages can be used with this software.
Okay.
Now tight integration across functions means it means that different departments is interlinked with each other with this ERP system.
Okay.
Flexibility, I have explained. This highly configurable means there are two things here. First is you can customize the things with the help of coding, or SAP has given the option to configure also. So this configuring part comes under us, the functional consultant. Okay, so we will be digging deep into the SAP system, and we will know what are the configurations that we can do to suit the business needs. Okay, because if I'm running a business, it is not same as the business you are running, for example, right? So the system should be shaped in such a way that it is fulfilling my requirement as well as it is fulfilling your requirement also. Okay, that is why SAP is a software which helps, or it gives the functionality to configure it in such a way that it can accommodate my requirement, which is different from your requirement, and it can also accommodate your requirement also, even though our needs are different.
Okay.
Data is securely handled. There is no possibility of hacking or anything of that sort. Okay, seamless handling of database. So whenever we are entering data in the system, it gets stored in the database. Okay, so there is no ambiguity between the syncing of the data. So as soon as you input the data, it gets stored in the system automatically. Okay, and whenever you want to access, you can access it at any point in time, and it comes at a very fast rate. Okay.
Yeah.
Minimum data redundancy and maximum data consistency. It means that it means that since we have multiple departments, for example, so a data which is being used by all the departments can be maintained at only one place. We don't need to maintain at multiple points. Okay, that is what it does is it reduces the data redundancy. So duplication of data is reduced at a very high level. Okay, and it become consistent.
Okay.
So capitalize on economics of scale. Example purchasing. So economic of scale means that when you put SAP, the return it gives to you is much higher than the investment that you are doing. Okay. And business practices is worldwide are incorporated. So what SAP, the founders of SAP has done is they have studied all the different type of industries and made this business practice as a worldwide acceptable. Okay, so it can be used in any country or any part of the world.
Okay.
Now coming to SAP R3. R3 means R is real time. Why it is real time, I'll tell you. And why is it 3? What is the meaning of this 3 also, I will explain to you. So in SAP R3 system, there is real time three-tier architecture. Okay. R is the real time, and 3 is three-tier architecture. So under this one, we have different modules which comes under this. So under logistics, that is which we are in this logistics part, this MM, materials management, sales and distribution, production planning, plant maintenance, quality management, warehouse management. Okay. So all these things comes into under the logistics section. Then comes finance and controlling. Okay. Then comes human resource management, and then comes cross application. So cross application means connecting SAP to a third-party system. So SAP is quite costly. That is why only the big companies will be using SAP, or the medium-sized. The small-sized companies are not able to afford. So in that case, small industries or small companies will be using a third-party system, which is more cost-effective compared to the industry. And then those softwares can also be connected to SAP. Okay. So that is what is cross application. So this is a little bit of background about how SAP started. So SAP was started in 1972 by 5 people, and these are the names of those 5 people, and they were working in IBM. Okay. So So this is just a highlight.
Okay.
So now coming to SAP architecture, the R/3 that I was talking about. So 3-tier architecture means it will have, I think it's done, yeah. So it will have 3 layers, okay, 3 levels, client server structure. That is the 3 levels. That is why the letter 3, I mean the digit 3 comes. So
Okay.
the screen that you are seeing, okay, is the user interface, okay, that is called as the what do you call user interaction presentation layer, okay,
Okay.
in simple language. The screen on which you can see the SAP screen is called as the presentation layer. Then comes the application layer and comes the database layer, okay. Now
Okay.
what are all these things? So as soon as you give an input on the screen, okay, that gets connected to the application layer. So there will be coding or logic which has been built in the application layer. System will process that and store the data in the database.
Okay.
Okay. So for example, if I'm creating a material master, so whatever data I'll be giving for the material master will be checked by the system in the application layer. If the data is matching with the input which is already there, okay, then system will pass on that information into the database layer, and then system will allow us to save the material.
Okay.
Okay, so I will explain to you in detail in the next class about this architecture, how it is happening.
Okay.
So basically three levels means the presentation layer, application layer, and the database layer. This is
Okay.
this is the
Got it.
main architecture of SAP. This one though it's okay. Now this looks very what you call too much of information, but this is how a procurement overall process works. SAP R3 overall process. Okay, so multiple modules are coming together and giving us the final output. Okay,
Okay.
so just for an example, if I take, so here they have given the segregation. So the blue color is MM module, orange is the FI module, CO is the, I mean red is the CO, then green is, what is that? I can't see it that much. So all the modules are, all the modules are integrated together to run a business.
Yes. Okay.
So that is what is being projected. Sorry, that is what is being projected here. So once we receive a requirement, okay, as soon as we receive a requirement from an end user, let's say for we receive a requisition. So this receiving a requisition can trigger so many such this full cycle of process in the system. Okay, this is what is being shown here.
Yeah.
So this is what we are going to see. The blue part is what we are going to see in our next classes as and when we are proceeding. So this looks small, but it is if we as we go in detail, it will be expanding left and right. Okay. So now under SAP MM, these are the main topics which we will be touching. Okay. First is the procurement cycle. In procurement cycle, we have a lot of things to learn. Okay. So procurement cycle will be there. Then inventory management, invoice verification reports, and WM introduction. WM introduction because MM is tightly integrated with WM. So just a highlight we need to know so that we can understand how the inventory and all those things are happening.
Okay.
Okay. So SAP MM, if we see at a very high level, we can divide it into 4 parts. Not 4, I can say 3 parts. There is the procurement cycle, inventory management, and invoice verification. Yes, and of course, if we have all the processes, we need reports to analyze the data and improve the system as and when we are required.
Okay.
Now, in order to run the procurement cycle, we need something called as the organization. We have to set up the system in such a way that it is organized.
Yeah.
You cannot run a business which is unorganized. It has to follow some set of rules. Am I right? So, in order to maintain that organization or to organize the system, we or in SAP we divide that into organizational structure.
Okay.
Okay. So that is called as the organizational structure in SAP. Yes. The first thing which we need to understand is the organizational structure. How the company is broken down into multiple organization structures, so that when we do any business or when we are running the processes, it runs in a proper manner, in a structured way.
Yeah.
So from MM point of view, the organizational structure will be, first we have the client, okay, called as a group. Then we have the company code, purchasing organization, plant, and storage location. Okay, storage location it will come in the next step. Yeah. So basically this. So at a higher level, when we are combining all the modules related to SAP MM, it will be the what you call SD. SD will come under sales organization, and WM will come under warehouse. So these two modules are very much tightly integrated with MM, and they fall under the enterprise or the organizational structure of MM as well. Okay. So specifically, if we are separating the sales organization and warehouse, and if we are taking only the MM part, then this is our organizational structure.
Okay.
So organizational structure from MM point of view will be the client, the company code, the purchase organization, plant, and below that storage location.
Okay. These codes are from the SAP standards, or it is just a given number?
Yes, these are all SAP standard.
Okay.
So I will show you how it looks like. Just a second. So this is the organizational structure of for company code.
Okay.
Okay. So if I open this one, it will take some time because it reads the data and then fetches it.
Okay. So all the company codes should be named as 001?
No. I'll tell you.
Okay.
By the time it comes. So
Okay.
this is just it's not necessary that all the company code should be named as 0001 or 000. If it depends on the business requirement, what is the company code number they would like to give. Okay. But SAP has given a standard company code that is 1000, okay, which can be used to copy and create our own company code numbers.
You mean to say that one all should be on 4 digits?
Not necessarily. The minimum can be used as 3 digit. Okay. 3 digits, because 2 digit won't make sense. Yeah.
It can be named 1, 2, 3 also, right?
It can be named 1, 2, 3 also. Exactly.
Okay.
So these are all the company code names. Okay. So these are the numbers which has been given by SAP, and few of them we have created. So AC00, AC01, so all these things we have created. So ZA01. So whatever we wanted, we created.
So all these companies are different companies, or in the same companies it has been given?
No, these are all different companies.
Different companies. Every company have a different.
Yes. So for example, if you Dinesh has a company and Satyam has a company, so Dinesh will create his own company code number in his system, and I will create my own company code number in my system. Okay. So you will not be allowed to see my system details, and I will not be allowed to see your system details.
Okay. Then how can I see this all companies codes here? Then what you're showing me right now? From where you are getting this details in this sense?
Okay, because this has been maintained in my system.
Okay, fine.
So you have a company. Okay. So you will approach a SAP partner. Okay, who is specialized in implementing SAP.
Okay.
In here, I'll take the example of IBM.
Okay.
Let's say you have a company named as Dinesh Constructions.
Okay.
Okay. Dinesh Construction Limited will approach a third party, not third party, let's say IBM, and discuss with IBM that I would like to implement SAP in my company.
Okay.
Okay. So IBM will come to your industry, in your plant. They will study your business. Okay, and they will tell you these are the requirements which you should fulfill first, so that we can implement SAP. The first thing, you have to buy a server.
Right.
Okay, a server should be there of this much caliber or this much GB, this that they will say. Okay, and then IBM will install SAP in that server, connect it to all different systems of the users. Okay, and then start to implement all the organizational structures.
Okay, right. Okay. So that means you are working on all this implementation or whatever it is. All these companies, right? Okay, fine, right. I understood that.
No. I have. This is a dummy system.
I got it. Just for example, I say if anybody works on that, I'm just asking you that in it is not dummy or real. That is fine, no problem. Right. So that means at a time you are working with all this implementation, all these companies.
Exactly.
That's how it is.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right.
I got it. Right.
Okay. Now.
And 1 second. Sorry. Here this 4-digit code is there. And SC01, that country template is C and all. This and all is instructed by the client, or how it is?
Yes, it will be instructed by the client. Client will tell us. Yeah, client will tell us that I want my company code to be named as this one. Let's say Dinesh Constructions. You will say that, you will tell me, for example, I am IBM and I'm coming to your premises to do the implementation. So before doing the implementation, you and me will have a discussion, and we will decide upon what should be the codes that should be maintained in the system. So you will tell that I prefer to put DCL.
Okay. Right.
Okay. Then using that code, I will be configuring the system. Okay. So all those things we will see in the real-time system. Okay. So I will have to get all the information from you. So from the client only I have, because it is not my call to give the names. It is your call, and it is my duty to implement all those information into the system.
Okay. Okay.
So under this company code, okay, this is actually the credit control area. Okay, so under this company code, there is MKAG. Okay.
Okay.
A credit control area which is done by the finance team. Okay. Sorry, this is a company. There is a company. After that, we have the company code. So under this company, we have this many company codes.
Okay.
Company and company code difference is company and company code difference is company means Tata company.
Okay.
And company code will be Tata Steel, Tata Motors, Tata Two Wheelers, like that. So subdivision of the main company.
One will be a parental company. Rest of all things will come under that. Okay.
Exactly. Exactly. Whatever different divisions or verticals that company has.
Tata Groups is the main company. This
main company. Exactly.
Main company. Then Tata Motors, Tata Steel will come under the company code, right?
Company code.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So the next, the lower divisions we will see in the system directly as we proceed.
Okay.
So no, I will not explain. Okay. So from MM point of view, we have seen this is the organizational structure under materials management, that is MM. Now, this is the organizational entities in purchasing, because MM mainly deals with purchasing, right? So if I have a purchasing organization, okay, we have different types of purchasing organization. Purchasing organization means the group of people or set of people who are responsible for buying the products on behalf of the end users.
Okay.
Right. So if purchasing organization is a department which is responsible solely to buy products as per the industry standards.
Okay.
When I say industry standards, means they have to follow some protocols to do the purchases. They cannot do purchasing haphazardly or without any consent or without any approvals. But there are some set of rules they have to follow. So purchasing organization can be centralized or decentralized. When I say centralized, it means for multiple plants, a single purchasing organization can be made. So in this case, in this figure, what it is showing is purchasing organization 1 is responsible for making the purchases for plant 1, plant 2, and plant 3.
Okay.
Okay. This plant 1 may be in Yeshwanthpur, plant 2 is in Bomnahalli, let's say, and plant 3 is in Wichita.
Okay.
So there are multiple plants, but in these plants there will be workers working, right?
Yes.
Plant means there will be human beings who are working. Getting? Am I right?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
So the office or the manufacturing unit in which you are working, there are many people who are working. All those people will be having their official needs. Official needs means some people will need laptop, some people will need chair, table, some people will need gloves to protect themselves, helmet, all those things will be required. Correct. So in plant 1 there will be, let's say, 50 end users, plant 2 100 end users, plant 4 150 end users. So as and when the need comes, that end user will go into the system and place an order that I need this, I need these gloves, for example. Okay.
So that essential requisition, right?
Yes, exactly. So he will raise a requisition or an intent, and that requisition will go to the purchasing organization. So if there are, let's say, from plant 1 5 end users are raising a purchase requisition, plant 2 10 users are raising a purchase requisition, and plant 3 also 10. So 25 requisitions will go to purchase organization 1, and they will be checking the purchase requisitions and then contacting the vendors and placing the orders on behalf of these end users. Okay. Now you can see here purchasing group 1, purchasing group 2. So in the purchasing organization itself, they will divide the people into multiple groups. So purchasing group 1 will be responsible for ordering the safety equipments. Purchasing group 1 will be only actually purchasing group means the buyer. Okay.
Got it.
Yeah. So they will in the purchasing organization only, if there are set of people, those set of people will be again divided into multiple sets of purchasing groups who will be assigned different tasks. So purchasing group 1 will be allowed only to buy safety equipment. Purchasing group 2 will be allowed only to buy IT equipments.
Okay.
Okay. So it is actually a name. I'll show it to you in the system. Here, purchasing groups. So you see these are the names of the people.
Okay.
These are the names. So in this slide, if I see, let's say this is one lady, this is one gents, and this is one gents. So these three will be assigned a particular purchasing group, okay, which will be maintained in the system, and they will be allowed only to these purchasing groups will be given to these people, and they will be allowed only to buy those type of material that is assigned to them.
Okay.
So that is called as a purchasing group. But purchasing group does not come under the organizational structure. It is a separate entity. Okay. And here purchasing organization 2 is only plant 5 is responsible. I mean, purchasing organization 2 is responsible for only plant 5.
Okay.
It does not only, so this is a decentralized, means individual.
Dedicated.
Okay. Yeah. And these 3 are connected. I mean, this is centralized because multiple plants are connected to one purchasing organization.
Right.
So we are going to see all these different types of purchasing organizations when we are going to create the organizational structure in the system. Okay. I will explain to you in more detail, then you will be much more clear.
Okay.
Now, next, this is the procurement cycle. So this is a simple procurement cycle wherein we get a requirement determination. So requirement can come in 2 ways. One is manual and the other one is automatic. Automatic means materials requirement planning. Through MRP also, a purchase requisition can be created. Why MRP is required is because it is very difficult for an individual to remember what is the product that is going to get finished. Because he has to keep on checking whether the material is getting exhausted or not, when the material will be required. All those things is a tedious task to carry out, right? So we will maintain some kind of a safety stock, okay, or a reordering point when the system sees, or when that value decreases, or when the stock decreases below the reordering point or the safety stock, system will automatically create a purchase requisition and send it to the purchasing department. So no need for an individual or a person to keep on monitoring. Supposing a person who is supposed to monitor, and he is the only person to monitor, is not coming to office for 5 days because of some reason, because he's sick or something, then what will happen to the stock? The stock will keep reducing, and in one day the stock will get finished. The production will stop. That's a very big issue when the production stops, right?
Right.
In order to avoid that, we have this concept called MRP, material requirement planning. So the requirement determination can happen manually. That is when an end user is raising a request, that is a manual requirement determination. And when the system is generating automatically, that is one kind of a requirement determination. So once the requirement is determined, then it goes to the purchasing department. So the purchasing department will follow some rules, either to send a quotation or call the vendor and find out the exact or the best vendor for that particular material. Then they will do the source determination. Then after the source is finalized or the vendor is finalized, the vendor will be selected and the order will be sent. Once the order is sent, then the order processing will happen. That means the creation of the order will happen, and then an order follow-up will be done. Meaning that if we are supposed to receive 10 different materials today, then a follow-up will be done with the vendor whether they are going to send the material or not. Because if they don't send it, then it becomes an issue. Right? So, and then the goods is received as soon as the material comes into the plant, and then an inventory management will be carried out, which means that the materials will be unloaded from the truck and it will be maintained in the plant, and all those updations will be done in the system. Since we are receiving the material from the vendor, we have to make the payment, and that should also be done through the system, and it will be done through invoice verification. We have to verify the invoice. So because we cannot pay whatever the vendor is asking us, right? So if initially when we had discussed with the vendor, they told that they will give the material with $50 per piece. But when they're sending the invoice, they are putting a $75 per piece. That's not correct. So we have to verify the invoice if they have sent it correctly or not. If the invoice is correct, then we will process it. If the invoice is not correct, then we have to challenge them and then make the necessary correction, and then after correction only the invoice will be paid. So invoice verification comes into picture. So once the invoice is paid, then the procurement cycle is complete. So this is the simplest form of procurement cycle. So we will learn this. We will see in the system how it works. Along with this, we have little deviations or addition to this particular process, which we are going to see as a business processes. Okay. But the main core remains the procurement cycle in itself. Okay. There will be some improvements or deviations, meaning we will give material to a subcontractor. The subcontractor will change something and give back to us. Okay. Or we will procure the material from the vendor, and not procure, we will take the material from the vendor and keep it in our premises, and we will make the payment to the vendor whenever we use it. Until and unless we use the material, we will not pay. That is the consignment process. So all those business processes we will be learning. But the core remains the procurement, these 7 steps. This is not required. Okay. So inventory also we had just a highlight of the inventory management. So when the vendor, in this it shows that the vendor has sent us the material and it is now in our in our plant. So this is the plant and the vehicle has come. So there are multiple ways to unload the material and keep it in our premises. Okay.
Right.
So some of the material can be sent for stock in transit. Why stock in transit? I'll come back to this point. But first thing is we will unload the material and put it in different stock types. Okay. So either first of all we will put the material in quality inspection area. Okay. Let's say we have 1,000 boxes of 1,000 pieces of laptop has come into our premises.
Right.
So we have to check whether all the laptops are damaged. Is there any damage to the boxes or not? Otherwise,
inward inspection.
Yeah. So we will do visual inspection, and out of 1,000, let's say 950 is good.
Good.
So
right.
yeah, 950 is good. In that case, we will send it to the unrestricted area.
Okay.
Unrestricted means there is no restriction of using that particular material.
Okay.
Right? So they, whoever needs it can take it from that unrestricted zone or area. The 50 that has come, when we see visually, there is some broken, the sides are broken or the box is open. So we will not take all those products, right? So we will send it to the blocked stock. So that nobody uses those damaged product.
Correct.
So later on, we will send it back to the vendor as return delivery. That we will see. Now, out of this, so 1,000 is done here. Okay. Now, 500 more is there. So there is one more plant which wants this same laptop. Okay. They have informed this plant to send let's say 500 laptops to a different plant. Okay. Let's say this is plant A, and plant B has requested this plant A to send 500 laptops when the truck comes. So they will do a stock transfer order. Okay, transfer order, and then send it to the other plant. So that will be called a stock in transit. This process is also we are going to see. Then let's say 20 new employee has joined this plant for work. Okay, and they need laptops. Okay, so these 20 people are now sitting idle because they don't have laptops. So as soon as the laptop comes, it will be sent to the consumption area. Okay, and then the laptops will be configured and given to those 20 people. So that is called consumption. I'm just giving a hypothetical situation, but consumption means taking the material and using it for some other purpose.
Okay.
So these are the stock types and how the goods receipt is done and then consumed. Okay. This is at a very high level. We are going to see in detail everything.
Okay.
So this is types of invoice verification. So we have purchase order based and goods receipt based. Definitely, we are going to see in detail all these things. So purchase order based means as when we give purchase order, whether the goods receipt has been done or not, we can post the invoice, okay, and make the payment, even for partial deliveries also. Okay. Whereas for goods receipt based means until and unless the system is shown that the goods has been received, you will not be able to post the invoice.
Correct.
Yeah, that is called as GR based invoice verification and purchase order based invoice verification. So we are going to see all these things. Okay. So this is the end of the slide.